President to be Boston.
Here.
Vice President Templeman.
Here.
Treasurer Barr.
Here.
Parliamentary Seeley. Senator Balaji. Senator Bell.
Here.
Senator Cantu. Senator Castellanos. Senator Catherwood. Senator Copeland. Senator Dyson. Senator Grimm. Senator Hart.
Here.
Senator Hicken.
Here.
Senator Jacobs.
Here.
Senator Hood.
Here.
Senator Jawad.
Here.
Senator Joe.
Here.
Senator Johnson. Senator McDaniel.
Here.
Senator McLeod. Senator Mohammed. Senator Morris.
Here.
Senator Morrison.
Here.
Senator Ramirez. Senator Brady.
Here.
Senator Nagarajan.
Here.
Senator Novak. Senator Parrish.
Here.
Senator Rogers.
Here.
Senator Ross. Senator Severin. Senator Shaka.
Here.
Senator Strothag. Senator Sweetland.
Here.
And Senator Thomas.
Here.
Thank you. Okay. All in favor of approving last week's minutes, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. Last week's minutes have been approved. Do we have anyone here for open forum today? You're the speaker podium. So anyone for the speaker podium? We have Chris Thompson.
I thought you picked me up.
You can come up here and present.
Hello, is it okay for me to stand here?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I was going to talk to you guys about the trail system at UT Tyler. A couple things. Let me just give you some background info, and then I have a little proposal, and then any questions if you have. Okay, so we have 4 trails on campus. I've given them names. There aren't any signs for it, but I do have a map on our website. The Campus Loop Trail, it's like 2.25 miles. The Lake Loop Trail, it's 1.25 miles. The Mountain Bike Trail is 3.3 miles long. We have a new nature trail I took Divya over there. We just had our grand opening this morning. We had like 30 faculty and staff who came out and did a little nature walk. So that was pretty cool. Dr. Patterson was there. I thought he might be here tonight. Anyway, so Rec Sports does a lot of work to maintain and build trails. There's been a shift now, and so the facilities department is making it very hard for us to continue to maintain and improve. So I have a list of problems that we've encountered. Signs and sign placement. We used to have a lot of signs on the mountain bike trail trying to tell people, hey, go this way or go that way. A lot of those signs have been removed. I followed up with them, and I haven't heard a response yet, but I believe it's physical plant and facilities taking those signs down because they're in the trees. So we also put up a no swimming sign around the lakes. Originally, I proposed to put up no lifeguard on duty signs, but environmental health and safety and facilities also said that seems silly. We'll do no swimming. And then at the town hall, I heard some questions saying, we saw no swimming signs. We think something's wrong with the water. Then facilities took those signs down as well. So people are like, what's going on? But basically, we're just trying to make it safer. I'm about to be a lifeguard instructor. I work with American Red Cross. All of their open waterfront books say you should have a no lifeguard on duty sign. So that was our thinking from Rec Sports side. So we're unable to maintain them. After facilities, they had their change in personnel. They told Rec Sports, you aren't allowed to work on the trails anymore. Up to this point, for the past 10 years, we've been cutting, building, maintaining all the trails, marking them. So that was a shock to us. They said that they would take care of them. So for about 4 or 5 months, we haven't done any work on the trails. They do have a guy, his name's Terry. He's really nice. He has a degree, I think, in horticulture, but he's just one man. It takes our whole department to work on the trails. And he just doesn't have all the time in the day. He has to take care of all the fountains, the entire grounds, everything like that. So the trails are not in great shape. We've been complaining that it's not getting done. So they finally said we can start working on them again, but at a very limited basis. We've also made a lot of promises. We built that new trail. We need to address erosion control. There's a creek that goes through there. There's 2 crossings on our trail right now that need culverts or some type of water diversion system. I have, a paper trail of emails where they promised to look into it. We haven't heard back from them. They've also promised to mulch the entire trail for erosion control. That hasn't happened. And then trailhead signs. I've worked with Tyler Rapp Company to build these signs, to get mountain bike trailhead, nature trailhead maps, rules, no camping, things like that. So I got everything approved, talked to, marketing, everything like that. They denied our request to put them in the ground, which it just seems silly to me. So, really facilities is making it very hard for us to promote the preservation of green spaces. So those are all the problems I've had. So here's kind of our proposal. We want to work with SGA to build new trails. There's 2 spots right now. One is by Varsity and the corner of Varsity and the Patriot Drive behind Upines. There's a little wooded section. It's not being used right now. I actually have a quote in here from a company who did that trail. For $2,325, we could build a mile of trail. That is such a cheap cost. I do think that land is on a floodplain. I've gone and scouted out this area. I've got a lot of ticks from that, but we can go around the main drainage issues, and we will have a working trail 9-10 months out of the year, and sometimes it rains and it'll get soggy, and we can just temporarily close it. But anyways, we got this quote, and I presented it to Bill O'Donnell with my boss, and Jerry Stuff was there. He's the head of facilities. So we've done our homework. We try to get these things going, but this specific project kind of got derailed. Another thing we want to do is improve signage. There's a lot of research out there just to what looks the best. None of this is complicated, but we want to do trailhead signs, big signs across campus, letting people know what our trails are. We want to mark the trails, letting people know how far they've gone, what direction to go. We want them to be standardized, uniform. And then we're already meeting with biology. We would love to incorporate nature info, saying at this trail, you'll see these species of flowers, this species of animals, and kind of helping just promote this natural preservation, hopefully. One of the things that people always commend about UT Tyler is our campus, the beauty of it, but I think that can be in jeopardy. So all this is to say, our goal is to make sure we're working. I'm spending my time, our department resources that are in the best interest of the students. We survey successfully over 1,000 students every year. I know that's really hard to get student participation, but those are the students that we get feedback from, but we want to make sure that SGA has, that we're in line with you guys. So do you guys have any questions about the trails or anything like that? Maybe if you don't know about the trails, I don't know. Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, where can we, we know there's trails around here, but, to go and find them is kind of its own thing. So how can we go find that?
So these big trailhead signs, has anyone actually noticed that big sign that's out next to Eagles Landing? It's 6 foot by 6 foot. I built that by hand. Those cost $2,000 to order online. So I went to Home Depot, bought $100 worth of wood and stain, and did that myself to save money. But they won't let me permanently put that in. So we had that event this morning, and I'm gonna have to take it down probably later this week. And then, so there are signs on campus. There's one outside of the new alumni house that's this beautiful campus map that has all the buildings, all the resources, but consistently they don't put any of the trails on there. So that would be something I think you guys would have a great avenue. I have all the GPS maps, the data points to get them that info, but getting those signs incorporated, I think that would be huge. We do have it on the website on Rec Sports, but there's a new guy, Mr. Hennessy, is that right? He said he's going to help me get the maps on the like UC website. But that's something that we're working on.
So I've been in the woods before, and like I like the fact that there's like a little seesaw out there, and there's like a little wooden bench. Would you incorporate that so people would know where to find it? 'Cause whenever I go there, I get lost.
Yeah, so that's on the mountain bike trail. That's over behind the softball field. But yeah, we would love to have clear signage. We also have over 1,500 college runners that come through here. So, we would love to make a trail system that says, if you want to go from point A to point B on campus, use the trails. Potentially crushed granite, something that could last.
What was the reasoning behind why your homemade sign isn't, I guess, good enough?
Yeah, so I built it. I got everything approved, sent it to him. I asked, followed up every week for 3.5 weeks, and the only email I got back was, sorry for the delay. In short, the answer is no. So I haven't followed up on like why yet. I'm just trying to get it approved. I'm trying not to push any button, but I don't have an answer.
Could you please clarify what exactly you were asking us? I understand you said you kind of wanted us to partner, and you also mentioned a dollar amount to implement a new trail. Are you wanting us to contribute to that fund, or are you just wanting us to endorse y'all building it?
So basically, I would like to just start this conversation about green space trail preservation. But very specifically, I have a quote here. A company would come do that. And if that's how we would like to start, that would be great. I think the most important thing would be to take care of what we have already before we start expanding. So the trailhead signs, getting those approved and installed in the ground, I think would be the first step. But yeah, I would love to just say, like, is this something that I should be bringing to SGA? Is this something that you guys can help me with for all the trail updates in the future? So that's kind of, I hope that clarifies.
Why do you think the trail signs were removed?
I don't know. I think some were just taken down. Our trail markings that have been there for a while, like several years, but I haven't heard back yet. Cool. So that's it. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
I'm not getting one already, but
Yeah.
this is the, there you can look at it.
Thank you. All right, welcome guys to our very last SGA meeting for the year. Thank you all for coming. We did have glory shop Thursday, and I appreciate all those who stayed back and helped. That helped a lot for CAP, so thank you for that. So just a quick, I guess, sad part, whatever. So I do want to say thank you guys for all your help this year. It was a great year. I appreciate every single idea and thought and opinion, everything you guys had. We accomplished a lot this year, whether you guys think we have or not. We got the ball rolling for interfaith room, for a daycare, for food pantry. We had discussion over things like 3D printer and having chargers in the UC, and then we have bike racks that we're planning to get done. So you guys all did a fantastic job, and I really appreciate it. I've been in SGA for 3 years now, and I can wholeheartedly say this is one of my favorite years. I've learned a lot. I've learned about you guys. So thank you, and I congrats to the new executive board who's about to get sworn in, and all the new senators. I wish you all the best. But other than that, that's all I have. Is there any questions from you? Okay, I do want to say one last quick thing. For all the new people back there, please make sure you don't, I guess, take part in any discussion or voting until after you guys get sworn. But that's it. Any questions? Okay, Vice President Templeman.
Hey guys, one of the last things that I have is Vice President is banquet. That is tomorrow at 11:30. Please be there if you can. That includes the new people who are being sworn in today. It'll be catered by Stanley's. There will be a vegetarian option as well as dessert. So if you can make it, please do so. I have a test right before that. I asked my committee as well as anyone else if someone could go to Fresh and pick up the vegetarian option. They wouldn't let me have it delivered because it was too small of an order monetarily. So if somebody is willing to do that, please contact me after the meeting. That's really all I have.
Okay, any questions for Vice President Huffman? Last another.
It says Thursday, April 28th.
That was we didn't update that from the last time. It's tomorrow at 11:30 and it's in the ballroom. I forgot to mention that earlier.
Change the date.
Any other questions for Vice President Huffman? Secretary Martin?
Well, I do want to say thank you to my committee for sure for everything we did especially this semester. We had a lot this semester and we did a really good job of advertising, especially compared to the semester before. Couldn't have done it without y'all. Y'all's creative skills helped me a lot. I want to say congratulations to the new senators and new EB. Y'all are going to do great next year. And I'm just really excited to see what y'all do. I'll be checking in. But that's all I really have.
Any questions for Secretary Martin? Treasurer Navarro?
This week I've been finishing up the transition documents and me and the new treasurer to get together and start that process. Other than that, I've been trying to finalize receipts for everything for this academic year. But I guess lastly, I enjoyed working with all of you. I've also been in this for 3 years, so it's been a great year this year. I have grown a lot, and I've seen you guys grow a lot as well. And I can't wait to see what you guys accomplish next year.
Thank you. Any questions for Treasurer Navarro? Unfortunately, parliamentarian Series did not make it, but Katie, do you have anything on behalf of Anna? All right. Student voice reports. I know it's the last student voice report. You probably guys don't have much to say, but we're going to go through it anyways. College of Engineering and Computer Science.
Nothing new to report. We've had a lot of good improvements going on through the building, replacing lights that have been needing replacement for a very long time, and improving some things that have been improving. So I think things are looking good.
Okay, good to hear. Longview campus.
A couple of things. I've spoken to the nursing director and the nursing committee on Longview campus, and they're working with me on getting a cheaper textbook option added to the level 1 nursing students orientation packet for the fall. And also I've talked to a couple of students on campus, and they thought it would be a great idea for me to set up a table during the fall as a meet and greet. So I plan on doing that.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you for sharing.
Mm-hmm.
And then freshman centers. Okay. Anything? All right. Sounds good. Follow-up voice reports for your graduate class.
See you guys.
Okay. Sounds good. Teacher Village. Eagles Landing.
We did as much as we did so far.
All right, committee reports. Student life.
We did not meet this week as everything for banquet was already completed, and so we did not meet.
Great, thank you. Communications committee.
I have to agree, we didn't meet just because all the events have already been taken care of. But I will say, if you went to midnight breakfast and you have not received a shirt, please email me, because we will be giving those out for as the little prizes for midnight breakfast. And so if you do not get one, we are going to give them away soon. So you won't get one if you don't email me in the next day or so. Yeah, that's all I have.
SGC.
We didn't meet, but I'm getting SGA receipts finalized as well to make sure no one's overspending and make sure they're all turned in by Friday. Other than that, I just wanted to thank SJC. I enjoyed working with all of you guys. It was probably one of the best committees I've ever worked with being in SGA, so thank you guys again.
Okay, Rules Committee. On behalf of parliamentary service. Anyone? Did you guys meet this week? All right. Rules, sorry, student affairs.
We did not meet. Congratulations to everyone. Goodbye to those who
Okay, thank you. And President's Council.
Okay, we met this week, but we didn't really we just kind of talked about, there was a new member there, that was exciting. And he was telling us how there was what do you call it? Something about getting an all-black fraternity. So they have that, they have a meeting and they're taking steps to get that. But other than that, we've just been talking about what President's Council is going to look like next year and what we're deciding on as that goes.
Good, thank you. Do you have any old business? Senator Hood?
I don't have any new steps. Sorry.
I need a motion.
I would like to motion to discuss the makerspace.
Okay. All in favor of opening up discussion on the makerspace, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Any abstentions?
Aye.
Can I get a raise of hands, please? All in favor of opening discussion of the makerspace, say aye. Raise your hand. Okay. All those opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, so it passed. So discussion is not open.
Yeah. I don't have any progress to report in the sense that we don't have survey numbers to give you, but I've learned a lot. And I have teammates in the colleges of engineering that are very interested in seeing how things progress over next fall. And so, I appreciate all the feedback that's been given. We're going to be taking it. We're going to be using it to get a lot of good information from the students, make sure that the engagement, the interest is there, and this is something we're pursuing in the future. I appreciate everything that you all have done. Thank you.
Any discussion? Motion
Discussion of our.
All in favor of closing discussion over the makerspace, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion has been passed and discussion is closed. Do we have any other old business? All right, new business. We will keep swearing as the last thing. Do we have any new business before swearing? Senator Mercedes?
Motion to adjourn. Point of information. So it's just, I just did this as a joke. It's impressive, really. Do not support this. It was already second.
All in favor of adjourning, say aye. All those opposed?
Aye.
Any abstentions? So that has been opposed. So. Any other new business?
Motion of discussion.
Second.
All in favor of opening up discussion of the nature trail, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, discussion is not open. Senator Dana?
Yep. I think that he is a kind guy who needs his help, or our help, and I want to put little posters up there. I'm not saying if you're an avid worker, outer walker, trails, but I feel like there's a lot of people out here are, and I don't know where any of them are. So I think putting our kind of path on it would be a great idea to get our word out there.
Senator Higgins?
Yeah, I agree. I think that does add a lot to the campus, especially if we were to advertise it a little bit more. And I mean, who knows, that could potentially be a really good senator project. Yeah.
Senator Bell?
I think it's a wonderful idea. I feel like we do need to help them out. I'm curious, do y'all have any insight as to how we could help them besides advertising? Like, can we get in touch with facilities, to let them know that we support it? Do we need to endorse? Do we need to make a motion? Where do we go from there?
So in order to help Chris, you would have to first endorse, and then whoever, so I guess Preston would go talk to Chris about it. Vice President Huffman?
Something else that we can do is we can talk to the Associate Vice President of Facilities, which is Darius Tuff. Vivi and I have worked with him quite a few times in the past. He was one of the people that helped serve at midnight breakfast. For those of you that may recognize him now. I think that he'd be more than willing to listen to this and resolve whatever issue is that is going on and provide the clarity there that Chris wasn't able to give us over, the procedures of why the signs have been taken down and what facilities is doing to correctly implement those. I agree with Chris that, if we can get a sign homemade for $100 instead of paying $2,000 for it, then we should. But there may be something that's either policy or legal wise that they have to take those down. I would want to hear those things first before we try and make an official decision over, do we want to, however we want to help Chris put these up, because these are a huge asset to the school. The nature aspect of the campus, the park-like feel is one of the most highly talked about things by students. If we lose that, we lose our identity, and that's not something we need to do.
Senator Catherwood?
I was just going to say, I know I wasn't here for the presentation, but actually on my way here, I was asked if I knew where the new trail was, and I did not have any idea. So I do think that, I do think that helping him would really benefit, because it was not a student on campus, it was actually somebody that had come to this.
Senator Balaji? Second. Okay. All in favor of closing discussion of the nature trail, say aye. Aye. All those who are opposed? Aye. Any abstentions? Okay, discussion is now closed. Do we have any other new business? Sure, there's no All right, swearing time. Okay, if I can find the swearing page, that'd be great.
Oh.
You might be right. Last year's. Hey Josh, you have a just kidding. Got it. We have the motion for this? Yeah. We have the motion though.
We didn't do that thing.
Motion to swear in.
Second.
Senators and new EV.
Okay, all in favor of swearing in new EV and senators say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Any abstentions? All right. All right, as for the Constitution. Can I get that piece of As for the Constitution, everyone needs to, I guess besides all the new senators, everyone else needs to raise their right hand up and repeat after me. Wait, that doesn't make sense.
They passed the constitutional amendments.
But doesn't that only get?
But Tittle hasn't approved it yet.
I'm inviting y'all to avoid confusion before you offer those senators. Not swearing in. It's a law.
Right.
Second.
All right, you can raise your right hand after me. Okay. I, and so your name.
I, Preston Simpleman,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I shall faithfully represent the interests
that I shall faithfully represent the interests
of the student body
of the student body
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
the Constitution and bylaws
the Constitution and bylaws
of the student body
of the student body
while ardently executing the office
while ardently executing the office of President
of the Student Government Association
of the Student Government Association
at the University of Texas at Tyler.
at the University of Texas at Tyler. Savannah is on Zoom, and so we will swear her in via Zoom and go down the rest of the executive board, and then I'll call out y'all by college or housing or student body. Devin, can you pull up Savannah? She's on Zoom.
Do you want me to make it on here?
You don't have to. Yeah,
She's not muted.
yeah, we'll pull her up on the screen.
On the screen.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, I can't promise I hear you, but I have the swear-in on my phone so I get it right.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. You good? Okay. I insert your name. I knew I was going to do that. That's great. Hopefully
You
this,
solemnly swear
that I shall faithfully represent
that I shall faithfully represent
the interests of the student body
the interests of the student body
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
the University of Texas at Tyler.
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
the Constitution and bylaws of the student body
the Constitution and bylaws. Oh, shoot. Of the student body
while ardently executing the office of
Vice President
of the Student Government Association at the University of Texas at Tyler.
of the Student Government Association, University of Texas at Tyler.
Congrats. This next one will be a lot easier.
Jesus.
I'm muting you.
Fine.
You raise your right hand. I, insert your name,
I, Abby Jam,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I shall faithfully represent
that I shall faithfully represent
the interests of the student body
the interests of the student body
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
the Constitution and bylaws
the Constitution and bylaws
of the student body
of the student body
while ardently executing the office
while ardently executing the office of Secretary
of the Student Government Association
of the Student Government Association
at the University of Texas at Tyler.
at the University of Texas at Tyler.
I, insert your name, I, Jacob McLeod, do solemnly swear that I shall faithfully represent the interests of the student body of the University of Texas at Tyler. I shall dutifully uphold and preserve the Constitution and bylaws of the student body while ardently executing the office of treasurer of the Student Government Association at the University of Texas at Tyler. I, insert your name,
I, Katie Higgins,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I shall faithfully represent
that I shall faithfully represent
the interests of the student body
the interests of the student body
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
the Constitution and bylaws
the Constitution and bylaws
of the student body,
of the student body,
while ardently executing the office
while ardently executing the office of parliamentarian
of the Student Government Association
of the Student Government Association
at the University of Texas.
University of Texas.
At this point, the senators who accepted positions or the people who have accepted positions as senator for Arts and Science. Raise your right hand. I, insert your name,
I, Katie Webster,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I shall faithfully represent
that I shall faithfully represent
the interests of the student body
the interests of the student body
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
the Constitution and bylaws
the Constitution and bylaws
of the student body
of the student body
while ardently executing the office of
while ardently accepting
the Student Government Association
Student Government Association
at the University of Texas at Tyler.
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
Nailed it. Everyone who accepted a position as senator for College of Business and Technology. Y'all raise your right hand. I, insert your name,
I, Sean Rogers,
do solemnly swear
swear
that I shall faithfully represent
that I shall faithfully represent
the interests of the student body
the interests of the student body
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
the Constitution and bylaws
the Constitution and bylaws
of the student body
of the student body
while ardently executing the office of
while ardently executing the office of College of Business and Technology
the Student Government Association
of the Student Government Association
at the University of Texas at Tyler.
at the University of Texas at Tyler.
This goes, nursing and health sciences. I, insert your name,
I, Sarah Chaka,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I shall faithfully represent
that I shall faithfully represent
the interests of the student body
the interests of the student body
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
of the University of Tyler.
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
the Constitution and bylaws
the Constitution and bylaws
of the student body
of the student body
while ardently executing the office of
while ardently executing the office of nursing and health sciences
of the Student Government Association
of the Student Government Association
at the University of Texas at
of
Tyler.
the University of Texas.
College of Engineering. Thank you for your time.
I, Adrian Hood,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I shall faithfully represent
that I shall faithfully represent
the interests of the student body
the interests of the student body of
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
the University of Texas at Tyler.
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
the Constitution and bylaws
the Constitution and bylaws
of the student body
of the student body
while ardently executing the office
while ardently executing the office of Engineering and Computer Science
of the Student Government Association
of the Student Government Association
at the University of Texas at Tyler.
at the University of Texas at Tyler.
College of Pharmacy.
I, Lindsay Bell,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I shall faithfully represent
that I will faithfully represent
the interests of the student body
the interests of the student body
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
the Constitution and bylaws
the Constitution and bylaws
of the student body
of the student body
while ardently executing the office
while ardently executing the office of the College of Pharmacy
of the Student Government Association
of the Student Government Association
at the University of Texas.
at the University of Texas at Tyler.
Graduates. I insert your name.
I, Harrison Dukes,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I shall faithfully represent
that I will faithfully represent
the interests of the student body
the interests of the student body
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
the Constitution and bylaws
the Constitution and bylaws
of the student body
of the student body
while ardently executing the office
while ardently executing the office of graduate class
of the Student Government Association
of the Student Government Association
at the University of Texas at Tyler.
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
Now we're going to go to housing, starting with Yukon.
Am I the only one?
That's present. I insert your name.
I, Cindy, and other legend,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I shall faithfully represent
that I shall faithfully represent
the interests of the student body
the interests of the student body of
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
the University of Texas at Tyler.
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
the Constitution and bylaws
the Constitution and bylaws
of the student body
of the student body
while ardently executing the office of
while ardently executing the office of University of Texas.
the Student Government Association
The Student Government Association
at the University of Texas at Tyler.
at the University of Texas.
Cornelis Hall. I insert your name.
I, Simon Meek,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I shall faithfully represent
that I shall faithfully represent
the interests of the student body
the interests of the student body
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
the Constitution and bylaws
the Constitution and bylaws
of the student body
of the student body
while ardently executing the office
for Our Lady executing the office of my roll call
of the Student Government Association
of the Student Government Association
at the University of Texas at Tyler.
at the University of Texas at Tyler.
Patriot Village. Eagles Landing.
I, Jacob Sweeler,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I shall faithfully represent
that I shall faithfully represent
the interests of the student body
the interests of the student body
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
the Constitution and bylaws
the Constitution and bylaws
of the student body
of the student body
while ardently executing the office
while ardently executing the office of Eagles Landing
of the Student Government Association
of the Student Government Association
at the University of Texas at Tyler.
at the University of Texas at Tyler.
I missed them because we don't have any right now. So I'm going to go back to colleges for education and psychology. I, Joshua Schwab, do solemnly swear that I shall faithfully represent the interests of the student body of the University of Texas at Tyler. Of the University of Texas at Tyler. I shall dutifully uphold and preserve the Constitution and bylaws of the student body, while ardently executing the office of education of the Student Government Association at the University of Texas. Now, student body at large. I, state your name.
I, George Eckler,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I shall faithfully represent
that I shall faithfully represent
the interests of the student body
the interests of the student body
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
and the University of Texas at Tyler.
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
the Constitution and bylaws
the Constitution and bylaws
of the student body,
of the student body,
while ardently executing the office
by ardently executing the office
of the Student Government Association
of the student body association.
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
That's how I.
At this point, are there any advisor comments?
Before we get to advisor comments, are there any business from the new?
Is there any new business? What position are you?
Your marker down for minutes. Good morning.
I,
I,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I shall faithfully represent
that I shall represent
the interests of the student body
the student body
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
at Tyler.
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
I shall faithfully uphold and preserve
the Constitution and bylaws
the Constitution and bylaws
of the student body,
of the student body,
while ardently executing the office of
ardently execute the office of the body at large
of the Student Government Association
of the Student Government Association
at the University of Texas.
I want to start off by saying I'm extremely proud. Last year, my second year here at UT Tyler. But based on my higher ed experience, I've been around student government for a while. This past year, I felt like when to represent students, we didn't do a lot of internal as previous years. That's why a perfect credibility. back to work. And so I'm extremely proud of leadership. I worked hard. I know I haven't been successful, but y'all bring with it. I'm proud of. I'm super proud of. The officers that I'm working very closely with, and with the senator of that. Thank you. I know it's kind of exciting, especially when we but the greater purpose of what you're doing. I hope they would also. So thank you. Bigger, I expect the same, if not more, of what we did this past year. So I've got the tough shoes to fill and take time to get home. So take this role seriously. We're going to continue to make progress in the right direction. We're doing government this coming from the administration, and this is the time to hop on board and help with the changes. Voice what is that's your job. Go out, figure out what students are wanting, and then make it happen. So, with that being said, there's a half summer break. Good luck on the finals over summer. Noted that the executive board will be acting, will be the acting senate. I think that's general assembly. And so they will have at least 1 to 2 meetings over the summer. So we work on some stuff. The executive board will work on some stuff over the summer, and then you will be contacted between now and the first week. So make sure to check your email because they'll be reaching out to kind of figure out what the best meeting times are and try to get ready for next week. So other than that, stay out of trouble and good luck with your time.
Are there any announcements? Only thing I have to add for announcements is just to re-clarify again that banquet is tomorrow at 11:30 in the ballroom. And that's all I have. Secretary McDaniel, will you please dispense the session roll call?
Yeah. President Tillman.
Motion to adjourn.
Oh, sorry.
Second.
Now, all in favor of adjourning? Say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstentions? Now, Secretary Daniel, will you please dispense the second roll call?
President Tillman.
Here.
Vice President Seeley. Treasurer McLeod.
Here.
Parliamentarian Aitken. Here. Senator Bell. Here. Senator Camarillo.
Here.
Senator Cantu. Senator Castellanos. Senator Catherwood. Here. Senator Copeland. Senator Dukes.
Here.
Senator Dyson.
Here.
Senator Grimm. Senator Jacobs. Here. Senator Wood. Or Senator Hood, sorry.
Here.
My bad. Senator Jawad.
Here.
Senator Jackson.
Here.
Senator Jobe. Here. Senator Johnson.
Here.
Senator Meek.
Here.
Senator Morris.
Here.
Senator Morrison.
Here.
Senator Munoz. Senator Nagarajan. I'll get it. I'll do it. Senator Novak. Senator Odesi. Here. Senator Parrish. Here. Senator Rogers.
Here.
Senator Severin. Senator Shaka. Here. Senator Schwab.
Here.
Senator Strawthide. Senator Sweetland.
Here.
Senator Lunsford.
Meeting adjourned.
Dude, nice.
I know.
That
It
was
left. It left. I made it
solid.
fast.
Okay. No.
I should have.